guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I wanted to share some more planner content. So I am setting up my passion planner for 2024. As you can see here, this is a passion planner from 2022. So it was one that I got a couple years ago and tried to use, but just didn't stick with it for various reasons. If you watch my bullet journal video, I kind of talked about how I've tried different systems and they just didn't work for me for various reasons. So since I had this planner already, I decided to go ahead and kind of retrofit it to use for this year. I had got it midway through 2022, and I really only ended up using about 3 or 4 weeks out of the whole planner. So it won't take a lot of retrofitting for this one. What I really think is cool about the passion planners is that you can go online and download a free copy of the planner as a PDF. So that's what I did to be able to retrofit this planner, and it gave me the exact size pages that I needed. For the beginning of this planner, I am using the dot grid pages from that PDF download. And I'm covering up the pages that talk about how the passion planner works, how to do a mind map, and ideas for how to use your passion planner, which I don't really feel like I need for the purpose that I use the planner for. So this page is going to end up being my stuff to remember page. And I will struggle a lot in the title of this one, actually creating this one in general, because when I first started putting things down, I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to lay it out. So you'll see I'll add washi here, but then I decided to use a stamp to stamp out the title instead of writing it. And so I had to move my washi around and fix the border that I did. And then when I started stamping the title out, I wasn't sure what I was going to name this page, so I was stamping something completely different, but I was able to cover it up, and I am really looking forward to using this page because, and here's the reason why I wanted this page in here, because my husband and I always talk about, hey, we need to check out this show, or hey, we need to go to this restaurant, or we need to check out this place, or we need to get this thing for our apartment. And we mention these things to each other, and then we never remember them in the future to do them, or to go to this new place, or to watch this new show. So it's something that happens a lot. So I figured I should have a page in my planner that I intend to use every day that's just titled Stuff to Remember. So when something comes up that we are interested in, I can write it down in this planner and it's there for me to see. So if we're sitting down getting ready to watch TV and we don't know what to watch, we can come and look at this and say, oh, we wanted to check out that new show. So I'm really hoping that this system helps us actually do and get those things that we talk about and never remember. And then on to the next page. As you see, I had to deconstruct this one because it was set up as my birthday and important dates planner. And so I was deconstructing it, taking off the washi tape that I had so I could have a clean slate for the new printed pages. I had pre-marked these pages for where I needed to cut them, and then I just pulled the whole sheet off and got ready to stick it down. I wasn't sure if I was going to use this page in the same way as I had set it up before because I didn't really look back on it. And I think that part of that reason is because I just didn't use this planner that much in the past. But now that my goals are to use this planner more, I went ahead and kept it the same as a birthday and important date calendar. And the reason why I want to have this in my planner is because I want to start making cards more often and sending them to family and friends for their birthday. One of the things that I really enjoy doing is making handmade cards for people. I've made a few in the past. Well, I've made more than a few. I've made them for my husband for like every occasion when we were dating. And I've made a few birthday cards here and there. And I really enjoy doing that. It gives me a way to use some of my crafting stash and just have some creativity in a different way. And I really think that it's a nice thing to send people a handmade card specifically for them. So that is a goal of mine this year, is to make and send more cards to people for their birthdays. So I went ahead and kept this spread the same as it was when I first set this up, but I used a different stamp for my little boxes. This is a Studio Calico kit stamp. They're 6x8 kit. It just kind of looks like a stamp border, like a postage stamp border. And I stamped 12 boxes for the months, labeled them all, and I will go back in and add the birthdays later off camera. And then I will add some washi here to give a border and cover up the unnecessary titles. And now moving on to the January monthly page. I went ahead and cut down the printable from the PDF, and I went ahead and did this instead of covering up the dates because it just made the most sense. It puts the holidays in the right location, and it puts the grayed out days for the next month in the right spot. It just made the most sense to have the full printout cover this whole page instead of having just the date dots to cover up the dots. I struggled quite a bit to get this page down for some reason. The biggest tip I can give you for if you're stickering an entire page is to just like not think about it. Like line it up and then just put it down in one fluid motion. Like don't give it too much thought, because the more you start thinking about it and trying to put it down in the right way, it's gonna mess up. I also peeled up some of the tab so I can get the page underneath it, and I put it back down. But I think when I go to do February, I'm not gonna do that because it messed up the tab pretty bad and it just looks kind of janky now. So I think when I go to do the next month, I'm just gonna leave it as is and put the sticker right over the whole thing. One thing I'm doing new for this year is I decided to add these currently categories into the monthly pages. I created these templates on Canva and I really like how they turned out. I'm really excited to use them. Each of the boxes are, I believe, 1 inch by 1.5 inch, and I can print a picture out for each of the little categories for the currently sections, and it'll be really fun to see how it changes from month to month. And then for the side column here, I'm covering up this section with just an extra piece of the sticker paper, so that way I can add my week numbers, so week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing Project Life or anything, but I still thought it would be nice to use this section to number the weeks, just so I have that information at hand and I don't use the sections in that column. So it was easy to just cover it up and put something that was a little bit more decorative but also more functional in that space. All right, so now I'm going to flip to the back, and the first thing I'm going to do is stick these two pages together because I don't need them, and instead of trying to cover them up, I'll just stick the pages together, get them out of the way. And I'm going to add this tracker to the left side of the page. Now, this is a tracker that I created in Canva myself to fit the Passion Planner, and it's a simple tracker for me to keep track of my social media numbers. So the top section is for my YouTube subscribers, and the bottom section is for my Instagram followers. Now, this isn't going to be something that everyone needs, but it is still an easy tracker that you can use for anything. You can use it for your savings or for paying off debt. It's a really easy system to track any sort of thing that has a change in numbers. And I wanted to use it for social media because obviously I'm doing YouTube and I'm trying to grow my channel. So I want to see the growth of the subscribers that I have for my channel. Also, I'm trying to be better about posting on Instagram. So I want to make sure I am tracking my followers for that platform as well. So that way I can see whether my efforts are paying off or not. And that is important for both platforms. I want to make sure that my change in subscribers and followers is going in the right direction. And moving on to the next page, this page is going to be for our home projects. So we moved into our apartment about a year ago, and we are still getting things in order around here. So I wanted to have a way that I could keep track of the things that I still wanted to do in the apartment and be able to quickly jot them down in a space where I wouldn't forget about them or let them fall between the cracks or anything like that. So this page has plenty of space. It has more space than I need, but I'd rather have more space than not enough space. And it's just a simple spread with a section where I can check off when the project's done, the number of the project itself, and the date that it was completed. And the page to the right, I am keeping blank for now. Now for the next two pages, on the left page, I am doing a savings tracker on top, and then the bottom is a list of recurring expenses. And I'm using the same stamp for the title that I've been using throughout this. It's a Studio Calico stamp. It's one of their new ones, and I really, really like it. It's the perfect size for these projects that I'm doing. But I wanted to do a savings tracker because that is a big goal of ours this year, is to be better about saving money. We have a few bigger expenses coming up, some things that we want to do. So I want to be conscientious about our money and try to save more. And then for the recurring expenses, I went back and forth on this section. I wasn't sure if it was useful or if I would need it, but I decided to go ahead and do it since I had the space below savings, and it was really all that was going to fit there. And I thought that it would be nice to just have all of those things in one place so I can see at a glance what was due, when it's due, and how much is due. And this will keep everything from our rent to our Disney Plus subscriptions. Just any recurring expense that we have month to month is going to be kept in this tracker. And on the left page, I am doing what I am calling a goal brainstorm. And I'm doing this because I have a tendency to set big goals and then have them not happen because they're just way out of reach. So I thought that having this goal brainstorm page would help me be able to break goals down into smaller goals and make them a little bit more attainable. All right, so now that I've got all of my tracker pages set up, I can go into my week pages. And first, I am adding these date dots to each of the days of the week since this is a 2022 planner and the dates don't line up the same for this year. So these are some date dots that I made a few years back when I made some kits for myself, some planner kits. And then I'm going in with these full boxes from a Jessica Hart's kit. It's one of her Gilmore Girls kits that she did. And I thought I have a lot of planner kits hanging around, and these full-size boxes are the perfect size to cover up the quotes for the Passion Planner pages. And then I'm using what I believe are quarter boxes to cover up the top section that shows the dates and the week number. And then I will go back through and add in my own for this year. So I'm going to be dividing this planner up into 2 sections instead of using the actual hourly division that it has in here. And the top section is going to be my work to-dos. And that is for my 9 to 5 job. So not YouTube, but specifically work. So I'm going in and just writing out work at the top of each of these sections. And for a lot of the weeks, I go into Saturday because I was just on a roll writing and completely messed up. But I'll go back through and cover those up so you don't even notice them. And then at one point I noticed that I completely skipped over a week with adding the date dots to it. So I just took my adhesive and stuck the 2 pages together, and it's like it never even happened. So the next thing that I'm doing for my weeks is I'm going in, and in the top box for each of the days of the week, I'm adding in this Fictionista stamp. I believe this is from a Studio Calico stamp set. And I got this idea from Hiba Alsabai. She always has a reading up in that section so she can color in the days that she reads. And that is a goal of mine, is to read more, because I didn't read anything last year and I've always been a really big reader. So a goal is for me to get back into it. And I thought that seeing that up there every day would help me to be inspired to read more. All right, and once I covered up those mistakes on writing work on the weekends, I went in with this Hello Weekend stamp on the other 2 weekends to kind of fill that space out, since I most likely won't be putting as much in those days of the week. And this is where I'm going in and writing the actual week number and the dates of the specific weeks. All right, so the last thing that I'm doing is I'm adding in some stickers to note when I want to upload videos. This is merely a guide for me. I am still trying to get into a more consistent posting schedule. Sometimes work and other things gets in the way since I do have a full-time job, but I am trying to do more. So this is the intention that I'm setting myself for 2 videos a week, but I'm also not going to beat myself up over it if I am not able to get 2 videos out each week. All right, so that's really it for this video. The last thing I'm doing is just adding some stickers and stamps to note my parents' anniversary and my best friend's birthday. but otherwise this is complete. It took a little bit of extra time to retrofit this old planner into a 2024 planner, but it has definitely been worth it so far. It's saving me so much money. And since Passion Planner offers the free PDF, it was actually really, really easy to do. If you guys have any questions about this or anything, please let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up so I know that you enjoy seeing content like this from me. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!